Building a modular home or a home in general can be just an overwhelming thought and process. It's important to team up with somebody who's done this before, who knows the process, and can really help guide you along, making a step-by-step decision, step-by-step process. In this video, we'll take you step by step through building a modular home from scratch, addressing all your concerns and providing a clear, reassuring guide to turning your vision into reality. My name is Marc Devisse. Welcome back to Tri-Town Construction's channel, where we are rebuilding Southwest Florida one home at a time. Initial planning and design of a modular home. When we're dealing with modular homes, it's not like building an on-site home where you can make changes as you see something or maybe change the paint color. With modular, the home is built in a controlled environment, and all selections and everything needs to be selected prior to construction. So it is vital in modular construction for pre-planning. Most of the project plan is in pre-planning, making selections, making floor layouts. Everything must be drawn out on paper and selected prior to the go-ahead of construction. So this is a huge factor. You have to have a good team to help you through that selection process, through that design process, because it is so important in modular construction. Further on design, these homes are fully customizable. So it's not something that's pre-boxed or you choose A or B. These can be fully customizable to fit your needs, size rooms, colors, layout. There's some slight restrictions with the overall size and width, but other than that, you dream it and we can do it. Step 2, let's talk about site preparation. So after the design phase, we can start submitting for permitting. Once permits are issued and the home is being built off-site, it's important to get started on the site preparation. Usually in Southwest Florida, you can install piles, which are columns under the ground that help with upforce winds. Some places it's required, some places it's not, depending on the site selection. It's important to know it can drive the pricing up significantly. Next, we have footers and columns coming from inside the ground to above the ground, which the modular home will sit on. It's important to have concrete columns where strapping will hold down the modular home. These can be decorative, these can be painted, wrapped, whatever look you're looking for, we can accommodate. After the columns are in, the job is kind of at a standstill until the modular home is delivered. The modular home will come on a flatbed, will be craned and set on the foundation. After the home is delivered, all the utilities, plumbing, and everything will be hooked up. Everything's exposed from underground or under the modular. It's raised 12 to 14 feet. So all the plumbing, all the electric can be ran underneath the home and is exposed before it gets covered up. So there's no worry about, can we put electrical here or run more power underneath the home? That's very easily done. Step 3, partnering with modular home manufacturer. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of manufacturers out there. There's mobile homes, which modular homes are far from. So be careful when you're interviewing a contractor on who he's representing and what kind of modular home that you're getting. We've teamed up with Affinity Modular, who we're very proud of, and we think they do a great job. They've got fully customizable options, so we can go as high-end as we want or as investor-friendly as we want. So just keep that in mind when you're selecting a modular builder, that who they use for the modular is important. Modulars are built in a controlled environment, so there is a very big assembly line inside of a building. There's skilled workers doing every phase. As soon as that phase is done, it moves to the next phase. Each modular can be built in 14 days. So again, the pre-planning is just so vital, because once it hits that assembly line, there is no turning back. There is no changing. Step 4, permitting and approvals. So with modular, there's two sets of approvals. There's going to be the modular company needs a state approval from their regulating agency to make sure that their inspections while being built, that everything is conformed to, just like building a home on site. You then have local permitting. So Fort Myers Beach or Lee County, or there's many here in Southwest Florida. We have to take those state approvals and local engineering and local and affinity or modular drawings, assemble those and submit for permitting. The permitting process on modular homes takes about 30 to 60 days once submitted. Oftentimes there'll be a rejection, something small we have to fix in the plans, and we resubmit. That whole process, 30 to 60 days, we should have a permit in hand. Once the permit is in hand, we can start on the foundation, we can start clearing the property, and we can give the go-ahead to the modular company to go ahead and start building. During the permitting phase is when we do the design phase as well. So during that time, we're picking out colors, we're picking out tile, granite or countertops, cabinets. We're making all of those decisions that don't affect permitting, but they do affect the build. And once those are complete, then we can let the modular builder go ahead and build the modulars. The modulars come delivered at about 75% complete. Flooring is not installed, painting is not done, roofing needs finishing, siding needs finishing. So these aren't just homes that are built in a factory or controlled conditions and delivered and done. You need a qualified general contractor to be able to pull the permits and then finish that last 25% of the job. So these are all things that your local GC is responsible for, and ultimately responsible for the entire job, as he has the permit or they have the permit on the project. Step 5, foundation construction. Modulars must be elevated because they need to be accessed from below. Sometimes it's a crawl space, but oftentimes they're elevated 12, 14 feet from base flood elevation. So the foundation can go either, you need piles, which are concrete columns that are pounded in the ground, maybe up to 30 feet. These help with stabilization, these help with uplift, wind uplift, and sometimes these are required depending on where you are in Southwest Florida. Oftentimes, if you're right on the water, canal, beachfront, Estero Bay, you're going to need piles. These drive the cost of the home up significantly. If you're buying a lot or if you're looking for, keep that in mind. From the piles up, you have footers, and then you have concrete columns that go from the ground to the base of the base of the modular. The modular is then set on these columns and strapped in. From there, once it's strapped in, we can cover up the straps, we can decorate the columns, we can make it look much better than just exposed concrete. Speaking of innovative housing, I've put together a comprehensive ebook that dives into the ins and outs of construction here in Southwest Florida, including design options and sustainable features. Click the link in the description below and download it now. Step 6, modular transportation and assembly. Modulars, once they're built, again, 14 days on the assembly line, they're loaded up on a flatbed trailer and they are delivered to the site. There could be 2, 3, 4 different flatbeds. Once they arrive to the site, they're dropped off and all but one driver stays. This helps with cost and efficiency. The crane is already there, set up and waiting. The crane there's called a set crew that comes in and they do their thing. They are experts at preparing and safely installing the modular on the foundation that's there. And again, this could be 2, 3, 4 different boxes stacked on top of each other, 2 or 3 wide. This usually takes 1 day, if not 1.5 days. Once the modulars are set and strapped in, then the local GC comes in and finishes the 25% that's left to do. So once the modulars are delivered, you're looking at about 30 to 45 days for completion and key handover. So it's not just a box that gets delivered and done. No, there's a lot that gets done in the factory on the assembly line, but there is always things that need to be done on site to finish it up and make it a home. Interior and exterior finishes. There's a lot of talk that modular homes are like mobile homes and they're not very customizable. Couldn't be further from the truth. If you want stucco finish, if you want party board siding, we can do it on a modular. If you want custom paint colors, custom countertops, custom cabinets, whatever you want in the modular, we can customize it to fit your needs. It does drive the cost up, right? The more customization, the more costly, but it can be done. We can customize fully, or we have a lot of investor grade and investor friendly products where all the selections have already been made. It streamlines the process immensely when we have an investor who is looking for a quality product but doesn't as much care on the paint colors or the granite colors or the countertop colors. They want it to look great because they're going to either resell, rent. We have a prime rental market here, so we have many investors who are looking to seasonally rent and blended use to come use it with their families for a month or two or a week or two, and then rent it the remainder of the time, break even or making money on the rental program. Step 8, final inspections and quality assurance. So just like a custom built on-site home, there are inspections that need to be done with the local building department. So we will call in inspections and the inspectors will come and walk the job, make sure that our company or the building company did what they said they were going to do, make sure that electrical, plumbing, AC is safe. Once they sign off, we have a process where we do a final walkthrough with the homeowner. And if there's any inconsistencies or marks or anything that needs to be fixed, we fix those right away. So there's a final walkthrough process, key handover. Congratulations, you're now the proud owner of a modular home built by Tri-Town Construction, and the keys are yours, and it's time to get it into the rental program or enjoy the seasonal rental or enjoy the home with your family. Step 9, move in and maintenance tips. So once you move into these homes, it's really hard to tell that they're modular homes, right? Modular just means it was built in a factory. It doesn't mean that it's built differently or with different material. It just means it was built in a factory and delivered. So once you move in, maintenance is very similar to a home built on site. You need to maintain the roof. You need to maintain painting. 5 to 7 years needs a new paint job. Just like a regular home or just like a car needs an oil change, homes need maintenance. So flushing the pipes, the water heater, having an electrical inspection every few years, making sure the roof is clean, gutters are clean, keeping an eye on things, on drainage, maintaining things as they come up or prior to them being an issue. I gave you a great overview of everything you need to know about building a modular home. This is why I filmed an entire series that goes deeper into each of these steps. Click the video that's on your screen right now and let's start the journey.